Howdy folks, Dalton here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are 2/3 of the way done with the Mount Fuji bush trip, which came with the most recent world update of Japan a couple weeks ago. It's taken me a couple weeks to get this recorded and out to you, but we're doing one leg per video. We're taking our time. I assume you've seen the other 4 videos, so that's all the introduction you need, and let's get started. Alright, just like before, we're going to repair and refuel. There we go. And we're going to come down here and turn on some lights, although it's a little brighter than it was earlier. Looks like they did not reset the sun this time. Oh, okay, my conditioner stuff is weird. I bet it shuts down if I touch it. Because last time I did that, it all turned off. No, it's staying good. Okay, good, did not break. No winds. I don't think they're using world weather. I totally lost track of what I was saying. Oh, in the beginning of these Japan flights, even the ones before the first bush trip, it would take like 11 minutes or 4 to 11 minutes to load after you hit let's fly. I'm used to taking only a couple seconds. Now it's back to a couple seconds. Don't know what changed. Something did. Anyway, we gotta set up the GPS again. So let's see where we headed. POI 23. We're gonna hit flight plan. Hit that button. Go to POI 23, which is way down here. 2 and 3, direct, activate, and turn that off, and now we have a GPS to follow. Bam! Alright, simple enough. Penultimate leg, still able to use my headphones, totally different day in real life. So I'm trying to get back into the groove for continuity here from the previous video, but whatever, you watched that video a couple days ago anyway. Okie dokie, where are we headed? Actually, let's do a review and look outside, see where we are. That was loud in my headphones. Oh yeah, that's right. We had like low clouds, mountains. I remember saying something how it's more like a terrain-based bush trip. It's not like based on objects and things. Yeah, let me take a few screenshots for my friend who's going to Japan next year. Okay, let's go. Let's keep riding along here. I'll lift off from the airport and fly to the northwest on the heading of 354 magnetic. We will use autopilot because we can. Climb to 7,000 feet. So let me get my Logitech ready to go. You can watch the PDF if you want to see what I'm doing. There's 7,000 feet. Ready to go for vertical speed. Pass to the east of the horseshoe-shaped Subari Lake. Continue on course, sighting the dark conical form of Mount Iwaki in the distance, keeping the peak just to the right of the center of your field of view. Pass over the lake, a reservoir spread across several deeply recessed canyons. It was created by a 2.5 mile long dam on the river, first constructed in 1660. So some lakes and a dam. We'll see if we can see the dam from the air. I don't think I'm going to pause and go down to the drone or anything like that. 6-7 minutes away, and then we got some other stuff to read about, right? Not too long. I like the legs are like 25 to 35 minutes. Makes it perfect. Park and break off. Let's go. Plane's already running. Don't even need to shut it down at the end. Just don't crash or overspeed and you're good to go. Pretty simple bush trip, and I'm probably yelling because my headphones are nice and loud. So nice to be able to use strong volume. That's a kind of cool control tower building. We're off the ground, brakes to stop the wheels, get a little bit of speed here. And flaps coming up, and we're already going to gauge autopilot because we can. And vertical speed, let's climb. 1,600 feet per minute, flaps already up. We're climbing, let's go outside, check this out. Right from the get-go here. Beautiful. Isn't that fun? Like I said, super easy plane to fly. Especially when using autopilot and GPS. We're just using the tools given to us. Kind of an aggressive attack on that GPS line because I was going to come back. Alright, we could climb by 800 feet per minute for Y, but I guess might as well, why not? Get down and ready to climb. And back, there you go, full fuel, beautiful. 9 minutes out, that'll decrease as we level off at 7,000 feet. Piece of cake. Yes, it is. Alright, I have a child home with me today. We'll see if he... Yep, he's on the security camera doing crazy things with a brand new spatula we bought for the grill. Cute. He's going to watch a movie with one of his friends, or like he and his friends watch at the same time at their own houses because they live so far away. So he's waiting for that person That's why I'm leaving him alone in Flight Simulator for you all. Can't play piano during a movie, so here we are. Look at that beautiful river. Beautiful, beautiful river on both sides, except for the clouds. Above freezing, don't need to worry about icing. There you go, 2,000 feet. And climbing, so we're taking our time. I'm doing a little bit more talking. I'm cutting out less of the trip each leg than I used to. Before I combined 2 or 3 legs. For this bush trip, we're just taking our time. 1 video per leg. We only have 1 bush trip to do. Who knows if and when there'll be more bush trips. I don't know. So there you go. That being said, whoops, wrong. Why is what's going on here? Why does it do that sometimes? Hang on. Drone camera drone. Thank you. It does that weird stuff sometimes. Anyway, just checking out the airplane because we can. Why not, huh? All right. Beautiful scenery too. Enough yip yapping. Still climbing. Everything is great. I'll decrease our rate of climb in a minute, or vertical speed, when we get closer to Y. 8 minutes out. I do not need to talk for 8 minutes in kill time. I will see you when we get to that dam and the reservoir and all that good stuff. Minute and a half away, and I still want to look at this, just like the previous sightseeing. Oh my gosh, amazing. Another mountain, bunch of water. We're going to look for the dam as we cross over it. I guess we should read about the next thing super fast since it's very close. Once over the lake, turn to the mountain, also called Sugaru Fuji due to smaller appearance than Mount Fuji. Mount Iwaki is a dormant stratovolcano and stands 5,300 feet above sea level. The skyline, a toll road, ascends the southwestern aspect of the mountain, is notable for 69 hairpin turns. Sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe I should go there sometime if I ever go to Japan. I don't even get out of Minnesota. What am I thinking? Anyway, there you go. There's a mountain. We're going to head towards it in a minute. We'll look for the road, but first we want to look for this dam down here. I see a bridge. I can't zoom in on the drone. I can only fly down there. Another bridge. That must be the dam here. Not modeled particularly specifically, but I guess it's there. And then it goes into the city. That better not break. Because people are living. You can see where the water used to go, obviously. And then they dammed it up, and then they built there. Okay. Alright, whatever decisions they choose, it's up to them. They know more than I do. Who am I to pretend that it looks weird to live in a riverbank downstream, upstream from the river, downstream from the river. Anyway, there it is, the riverbank with everybody, or the river valley with everybody living in it. Whatever, sounds scary to me, but that's what they did. Here's the mountain in front of us, 2.5 minutes away. I assume it's not going to put us directly into the mountain, although it said it's 5,000 feet, right? It says it's 5,300 feet. We're at 7,000. This says we're okay in terms of running into it, but it sure looks like we're going to run into it. Man, scary stuff, but whatever. Anyway, beautiful just after sunrise. Beautiful terrain. I was thinking this bush trip would have much more building stuff where you got to look at buildings and you can fly down in the drone and check out buildings. But it's all about mountains and volcanoes, which is great too. Which is not what I was expecting. Now it looks like we're over the mountain. So anyway, we're going to go right over it, I guess. So let's read about what's next so we can enjoy that mountain when we get to it. Passing over the summit, because this was the toll road, yeah. Passing over the summit opens a broad vista of the plain, one of Japan's most productive agriculture areas. The plain supports several crops, including apples, rice, grapes, and melons. Adjust course slightly to the west after passing over the mountain summit and parallel to the coastline to reach Lake Jusanko, located inland of the coastline. The lake is a well-known lagoon visited by several species of migratory birds, including Japanese marsh warbles, stellar sea eagles, whooper swans, and tundra swans. And that's 7 minutes out. So we're going to look for this toll road. And then we're going to check out the lagoon. Speaking of fauna, all those animals, I've been looking for fauna in the flight sims. We could just check some out like we used to. They've added some since... There's a toll road right there with all the hairpin turns. See it? Check that out. That looks like fun. In the right car like my Mazda? Oh, that would be amazing. Look at that. I need to remember to Google this. What is that road called? Let's look it up so I can Google it later. Where are you? Okay, where is it? There it is. Sugaru Iwaki Skyline. I'm never going to remember that. But there we go. Anyway, turning away from the mountains, heading towards a lagoon. And when we get to the lagoon, where's this mountain? There it is. When we get, hey, there's something on there. See? We could have stopped and looked at that. Oh well. Anywho, when we get to a lagoon, you'll hear me again. In the meantime, enjoy the beautiful scenery, and I'll see you in a few minutes. And there we go, the beautiful lagoon. I don't know if it's a blue lagoon, but it's a lagoon. I've actually never seen that movie Blue Lagoon when I was a kid. When did it come out when I was a kid? I think it came, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was alive when it came out. And my mom said it was too steamy or something, even though I've heard it's not at all. Just like she wouldn't let me watch Splash because it was too steamy. The little bubble my mom raised me in. But anyway, I never did go back and watch those movies. They're probably so dated now. Anyway, there's a little aside for you. We're about to go over the lagoon, like I said. There's some little mountains there. Let's read about what's next, which is probably about those mountains. Let's see. What number is it? 26. Whoops, let's use the right preset. There we go. 26, continue following the coastline, passing the small peninsula, which is right there, obviously, to reach Cape Tapi. The cape lies on the southern shore of the strait, which separates the islands of Honshu and Hokkaido. The strait is both commercially and strategically important for Japan as it connects the Sea of Japan with the Pacific Ocean. Lots of P's. Hopefully the way I speak to my microphone I'm not popping because I do not use a pop filter. Hopefully I'm in the right position. Well, I'll find out when I edit, won't I? Alright, let's see. The tunnel, the longest undersea tunnel in the world, lies 330 feet below the seabed under the strait. Okay, I need to look up that road with the switchbacks. And I need to look up this tunnel. And I'm already forgetting what they're called. So in editing, I have to go back and write those things down. So there we go. The tunnel goes here as we cross over the strait. And what am I doing? Where am I? Right here. There we go. So we're going to go over the peninsula towards the strait. 3 minutes. We'll talk about the strait. Feels good. Speed's good. Altitude's good. Everything is good. It is a great day to be flying. And I'll see you when we get to that little bump right there. Alright, it's already churning us, so we need to read about what's next after we go over the strait. After passing the Cape, adjust course slightly to the west. Pass over the strait to reach Cape Shirakami, the southernmost point of land. On the island of Hokkaido, the northernmost of the 4 islands of Japan, is sparsely populated and known for natural landscapes. Only 3 minutes, because we're going to have us cross. These clouds are amazing. That's crazy. I've never seen that look like that before. It must be storms above us, huh? I wanted to see if we can see where the road goes. And yep, there you go. The road. They get ready to go down in the tunnel. Bam, bam, bam. See that? And then over here, we'll hopefully see. Well, I don't know where it comes out. Does it come out here, here, here? We'll try to find out, but see what we can see. Man, those look like some crazy storms. Do we have weather on here? Next rad. I don't see any weather. No traffic, obviously. I do have traffic turned on. No, I don't. Never mind. Only if we were on the radio, we'd hear it. Forget it. If you turn on all player traffic, though, you see who's around with you. We've done bush trips before where we're like literally with somebody for most of the legs of a bush trip. It's pretty fun. Kind of take off and land together, coincidentally, without communicating. But I don't see many people, although I have had player traffic turned off just because it bogs down things, because your computer has to compute all of their stuff too. So I've been leaving that alone. Anyway, just killing some time here, checking out the beauty together. How nice is that? Oh, little island. It's not that little, is it? Speaking of beauty, I think I told my funny story way back before I met my wife, and I was trying out online dating, because I was in an industry where it was mostly women and then me, but they were all married and older. So dating opportunities were difficult, working 2 full-time jobs and not getting out much or whatever. So I tried online dating back before anybody knew what it was. Met this gal. She was super nice, super normal too, and conventionally attractive, but she was really immature. I was like 24, she was 22, felt like hanging out with a 10-year-old child. So I wasn't interested, but she said how she's on a date with a guy, and they're looking at the skyline from a lookout, and she's like, the skyline is beautiful, and he said, not as beautiful as you, and she was making fun of him for it, you know, because she was immature, as I said. I'm just like, wait a minute, that's what I would have said to you if we were there. And she looked at me and shut right up. Like, I would have said that too. And then, but nothing ever happened after that. I called her, but she was the type, like, she had 20 guy friends and they were always doing like sporty stuff, and she never called me back. So then I met my wife after that. I told my wife that story. So now we're inside joke, even though it's like 25 years later. Whenever she's like, "That's pretty," I'm like, "Not as pretty as you." It's just a funny thing that we share from back in the day. Funny story too, that gal I was just rambling about, my wife and I actually ran into her on one of our dates after we met, and I saw the person sit down with this guy with a baseball cap on over his eyes. They didn't speak the entire date at this fancy restaurant, and she stared at me the entire time, and my wife is like, "Why is this person staring at you?" I'm like, "That's that date I had about the prettier than you thing." And my wife laughed, so she crawled over and started making out with me in public. I'm like, "I'm not sure if this is appropriate," but she just thought it was funny. We were very young back then. Why did I tell you that story? Because this is the Tall Turtle channel, and I do that all the time. So there you go. That's one reason why people come back. People have asked me for more story time. So there you go. Still not as much story time as I used to, but there's something, right? Alright, user 28, POI 28. And just course to the north and follow a long ridge of peaks at 3,000 feet. The Mount Daizajin is the highest point on the southern aspect of the peninsula, the southernmost portion of the island. So we're going to follow the mountain ridge, and then we'll head towards the airport in just a moment. Enjoy some sights. Alright, just made the turn. I think we're headed to the airport now. 28. Yeah. 10 minutes away. At Mount Daizajin, which we just did. Turn to a new heading. Begin descending. Sight the bay and Cape Tachimachi in the distance. Fly over Hakodate Bay, one of Japan's oldest ports, and pass the cape to reach the airport. Land on runway 12, which lies parallel to and just inland of the coast. So runway 12 is pretty much straight in. That's right there. So we'll go straight. Dogleg left a little bit to dogleg right to land. We'll use heading bug to do that, or fly manually. 10 minutes away. Let's start descending. It's on the coast, so we'll assume it's like 10 feet off the sea level. 7,000 feet. We want to get there about 1,500 before I take over and do my thing. So let's do, oh my gosh, if you look at the numbers on the PDF, PFD, primary flight display, I'm all over the place. There we go. Goodness gracious. Alright. Vertical speed. Descend. We got 10 minutes. We can probably do 1,400 feet per minute. Bring back throttles to over speed. Oh, I should have brought back throttles first. There we go. 1,400 feet per minute times 10 is 14,000 feet. We don't need to come down 14,000 feet. So let's do 1,000 feet per minute. We only need half that, but we'll be fine. Right? Actually, we don't even need that. Let's not even do that. Let's just do this typical 800. There we go. Make up your mind, turtle. Do what you want, but make up your mind. Anyway, that's a beautiful shot. Let's screenshot that. Lots of beautiful bays. It's very nice bush strip so far. We do have one leg left. This is a penultimate leg. So there's one leg left. But it's nice to see that. It's just not about Tokyo or something, you know. In fact, we didn't even see Tokyo. It was off in the distance in the beginning, but we never really looked at it or anything. So this is the penultimate leg. The previous leg was the antepenultimate leg. And the leg before that was a pre-antepenultimate leg. Fourth last, third last, second last, and last. There we go. Alrighty, enjoy the view as we fly across the water, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, 2.5 minutes off from the airport. We just arrived at our selected altitude for approach, and we're going to fly by some islands that are taller than we are. Good thing we are off to the side, because we would have hit that. Anyway, it's cool to see those tall, they're like mid-rise buildings, but they look small. You can see how huge this thing is. And then some skyline stuff there. The Autogen is so cartoony around here, but it's fine. There's been worse. The train is fine, though, for the most part. That's pretty cool, though. Anywho, I guess we would have made it. It's yellow, but still. Anywho, I think it's about time to take over with autopilot. Take over from autopilot. It said runway 12 they want us to use. Yeah, so let's do heading bug. Okay, switch to heading bug now. And then when we get, you know, next or in front of the runway, we'll turn on the final. No ATC in this trip at all. Is that enough? That's not enough. We need to go pretty much perpendicular here. So runway 12, let's make 12 right here. Now we're perpendicular to the runway. Piece of cake. I can't see the runway because of the clouds, but it's there somewhere. So I think what we'll do, where's it right there? No, it's lost in the clouds. Some good downtown stuff though. Huh. Beautiful. It's not the greatest rendering, but it's good. There's the runway. Alright, autopilot off, here we go. Let's get into our comfortable position. Throttle's back. So we can deploy flaps in a moment. And no peripheral vision makes it tough, but the airport is over there somewhere. We know it is. Gear's already down because it's fixed. We'll go over this racetrack here. And first set of flaps, there we go. And come down, there we go. Alright, good. Sounds so nice to have headphones on. Oh, I'm glad I'm not getting a headache anymore. I wonder what changed. My headaches used to be so severe with headphones even after 10 minutes. And the other day I think I did like 4 of these legs or something back to back with headphones the whole time. It was great. Anyway, let's live in the moment. Few more views outside, full flap. Nice wild clouds. Oh my gosh, float around. You see what happens when I take my eye off what I'm doing? This is not a good approach. My last landing was okay, but my landings and approaches have been getting worse. I'm getting complacent and too comfortable. So anyway, I always have my best approaches and landings in like the super wild, tight, short, scary mountain runways because I have to focus so hard. Here I don't focus very much, and then it doesn't go as well. And why am I to the right? I used to always go to the left. Okay, well, I guess we'll touch down a little bit to the right, which is not what you're supposed to do, but whatever. And there you go, right in the touchdown zone. And reversers because we can. You definitely don't need them. And let's stop. And it should count us. Please, there we go. Alright, you should be liked, subscribed, notifications turned on already if you've made it this far. So that means you get notified when the next video goes live, and I'll see you then.